Okay, so you got Shredder, but you're really not sure if you should build him or if he's going to help. I have a lot of information to share for you, and I did a lot of testing so you don't have to. I hope this is really helpful and you can decide based on this whether or not you want to invest in him. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? Some of you joined me for an impromptu live stream yesterday morning that was not supposed to happen. I was working on this video to release it yesterday, and I hit the wrong button. So, those of you who were here yesterday and helped me test him more thoroughly, I appreciate that. And shout out to all the loyals and all the people who make it out to the live streams. It is so much fun. I hope you will join us. I will definitely be streaming on Friday for a shard party, which you will have an announcement about that later today. And it is exciting and surprising. So if you you should prepare yourself. Okay, you should prepare yourself for an interesting announcement today. A little bit later. Hopefully I will record something because yeah. Anyway, cool. So Shredder is really a cool champion. He definitely does things that you would want, but he doesn't quite do what you need. Okay, so what do we want Shredder to do? When you read his kit, what you want him to do is not die. Like, he seems great in a go second team, at least in my head. But we're going to look at him in a variety of teams. I have many team recommendations today. And if you have these teams, they are good. They are good. But I will say that Shredder does not survive as much as you want him to. That's the main thing that I need to tell you. Basically, you want this passive to mean that he survives every time. And that is just simply not the case. There are a plethora of abilities that get around this, especially multi-hit abilities. So champions like Marius, for example, are pretty rough for him to deal with, and that's kind of crappy because obviously Marius is a very common champion that endgame players have. He's amazing, and so everybody pushes to get him. So thousands and thousands of people all have Marius, and so for your champion to not match up well against him, that's pretty rough. I would go so far as to say that if you want to pick Shredder in Live Arena and you're in Gold 4, okay? Before Gold 4, Shredder seems amazing, okay? If you are building him before you are in Gold 4 Live Arena, if you're building him before you're in Gold Tag Arena, he seems great. He seems great. He could really help your account. He is going to be very survivable for the most part at those levels. There are other champions that he is not good against, but Odin and Hefrak and Commodus and Carnage are really not common champions to have at those levels. So it's pretty easy to make him great on your account unless you're an endgame player, in which case it is much harder to make him great. So, if you have a Veil, this is going to be the best damaging ability, his A3. If you don't, then you're going to want to do this A2 ability. Now, I finally have my Hydra keys back, I think. Maybe I don't. If I have my Hydra keys back, we will run him and see if this ability does enough. But I think that this it's going to take a lot to get him in a Hydra team because the only thing that he brings is a leech. Now, if we're going to put him in a Hydra team, we might as well put him in a team with a Veil or a Perfect Veil. So that's you know, I don't know if we needed to say that out loud. I think that's everything that you need to know about Shredder, right? Now, let's look at my build because I think that that's maybe one of the most important parts. So with Shredder, he is an HP-based champion, okay? I don't know if you, like, notice that. Some people do, some people don't. He's an HP-based champion, which means that we should be building an HP percent chest, and he doesn't need to be that fast. So an HP percent boots is probably a good idea. An HP ring, an HP banner. I would say he doesn't need accuracy, so don't worry about that. I'm going to answer the most common question here in a second. Yes, Terrace, we're stealing your gear again, and that means it's gonna be pretty good, okay? I obviously, Terrace is really good on my account. He has some of the best gear on my account, I would say, and so we're gonna have 106k HP. That's easier to get to than you would think, okay? We have affinity bonuses, classic arena bonuses, masteries, and faction guardians, plus the relic. So there's a lot of ways to increase the HP on your account. Plus, I have no blessing for him, obviously. If we have a blessing for him, I actually think that would be good. I would probably run Soul Reap on him, if I had to guess. Because one of the things that I'm going to say is, he doesn't do enough damage, okay? He does not do enough damage. He is not a top-tier damage dealer by any means. And most of the teams you're going to see me put him in, he has another damage dealer or multiple in them. So, he has almost 300 crit damage. If I can get some dust to flip this, then he will have more. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and put a big glyph on there. Or not, you know, definitely or not. It's CVC, so apparently Plarium wants me to get more points. And so we'll go ahead and glyph this. I do not have any dust at the moment. It's never have enough dust in the world. But eventually we will have something on there. All right. So, Chronophage. Why Chronophage and not Stone Skin? That's the biggest question for him, in my opinion. I think that with his passive ability, he's deflecting the damage. As long as you're fighting him against not his worst opponents, basically, as long as you're choosing your fights correctly, his passive is going to keep him alive, so you don't need the Stone Skin. A Stone Skin build is not bad, though. Like, for example, if you don't have the Savage gear, going maybe Stone Skin and Chronophage could be an interesting choice. But his damage is so middle of the road, you really do need that Savage gear in order to get him dealing damage. Like, I have almost 300 crit damage here and 106k HP. Like, that's a decent build in terms of endgame stats. As far as Relic goes, I put the wand on him. I do not have any Starstone to level up the wand. I'm just being honest. I leveled up one relic. I mean, I did such few things since Chimera resets. Whenever it resets again and I get more Starstone, I will level up that relic. You know what? How much does it cost to level it up? Upgrade 260. Should I, for the video, sell some gemstones? How many would I need to sell? 1, 2, 3, 4... 5. I don't know. I like the Foe Killer one. Are there any other ones that I really don't care about? Ugh. I hate this so much. Just give us more Starstone, Plarium. 280. Was that it? Upgrade 260. Okay. Now, I'm going to figure out some gemstones to put in there also. 1 second. I will say, if you really want the Shredder to be good on your account, bolster defense is actually insane. But obviously, I'm not going to put that on there. Most people don't have that. I think we could put critical bolster on here. That's going to give us a significant boost to our defense. And I don't know. There's like a bunch of different ones that I'm sure are good. This foe killer is probably pretty good, but I doubt they're going to be at full HP. I'm going to put the rare one on here because everybody's going to probably have that. And then as far as this one goes, the wearer restores max HP or heals an ally. No. Revive. No. Resistance by 30 until they take a turn. I mean, I don't think he really has or needs resistance. So I don't know what gemstone would be good there. I mean, I guess you could put the accuracy on him and that would help for Hydra. That seems fine. I'm going to do that. And then his masteries. Here's what I have for the masteries. Obviously, I have Helm Smasher. Other things that are pretty good on him is going to be Blood Shield. It's another layer of survivability. You're definitely going to want Cycle of Violence. And you're definitely going to want Wrath of the Slain. Wrath of the Slain is kind of the whole point about his kit for the teams that I'm going to build where we're trying to get our allies killed. I like this little squiggle here a lot. Especially Spirit Haste is going to be another great one as well. I have found these masteries to be perfect so far. Do what you need to do, okay? Obviously, you could, instead of Blood Shield or instead of Methodical, you could take Lasting Gifts so that his buffs can be extended by a turn because the Veil or Perfect Veil that he gets, that could be extended. Otherwise, I think that this is a great build for masteries. Now let's get into the teams because I don't know if this is logical or not. People have said they were very surprised to see the teams that I was working with. So I'm excited to show you. You tell me, is this what you thought? What teams do you want to use with Shredder? Please let me know. Okay, so here is the team that I climbed from the bottom of Gold 5 almost all the way up to Platinum with yesterday. I have Shredder in the leader spot. We needed a whole update to write the word leader, apparently. No shade. We needed that in the game for a very long time. But also, how about the 1, 2, 3? Like the slot orders. If you're going to add that, you should put the slots in there. Like behind it, I don't know, wherever. Where the heck ever. I like Shredder's HP Aura. That's one of the only ways to boost his damage that you can control, especially in a Go Second team. One of the classics now for Go Second strategies, really it makes you go first, is Calvalax or Hegemon. Either of those can go in this slot. If you don't have those, Tormund can go there. And if you don't have him, you're going to have to come up with your own thoughts. But, you know, anybody like Brachus or anyone you can think of. Okay, those are the main ones to me. Marichka maybe would be good there, but yeah, I don't know how to decide what would be on your account. So I have used Calvalax. I love him. He's amazing. The surprising one to most people is Soul Drinker, and what you need to know is that he sucks, okay? He's terrible. You would think placing 2 bombs when he dies is going to kill people. It does not. The best I've seen it do, once in a while he'll kill somebody, okay? But what he really does is he takes HP away from them so that Shredder can kill them. That's the best way to say it. I want to note also that he has 9-piece Feral on, and so if the debuffs are on there, then Shredder has a better chance of, you know, killing them. But also, the bombs are a great way to take off the stone skin on their team, because we need a way to remove stone skin. Otherwise, Calvalax will just kill them. So basically, this 1-2 punch is going to really help your Shredder. And sometimes Calvalax is just the star of the show, okay? If you want to use Calvalax, okay, you need this blessing on him, and you need the relic, okay? So, Calvalax, you need the blessing, which is lethal dose, and you need the relic, which is Arachnelixir. If you don't have those, then that's why your Calvalax is not killing people. Normally I have him in a 4-piece stone skin, but we want him to die in this team, so I took off that banner that I normally have on him, but it's still very similar stats. Yes, he is stacked with damage, okay, but you don't have to have him in any specific gear sets here. I like the 4-piece pinpoint and 1-piece feral, 4-piece stone skin, all of that I like. So if you're trying to use him in other teams, that's what I would recommend. Last but not least, Hefrak is another champion who might seem like he is stealing the show, because Hefrak actually has good multipliers, and he pairs really well with Shredder because they both want people to die. So this is a really slick setup, and I really love this team. It's actually one of my favorite teams I have ever made. It is so cool, and it works together really well. I tried to not put an insane build on Hefrak, okay? Yes, he does have 8,000 attack, okay? He definitely does. But that's just because I'm not using a savage or a lethal build. I am having as much attack percentage going on in the build as I can while keeping the crit rate and crit damage. And he should have attack percentage on the boots and an attack percentage ascension. So you can definitely get stats on him if you would, and you can use relics to help with that, okay? Just normal stuff, otherwisedly so. Alright, so what's going to happen here? If they're not in stone skin, they die. That is period, end of story. If they are not in stone skin, they die. They could also be in a feral build like this. That would help them not die as well. And that's an easy win. Okay, we can go through, and what I'll do is I'll just go run through all of these, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the results. But if they're not in stone skin, they die. So they have to have some way to not die to the poisons. Otherwise, they die right at the beginning of the fight, just like that. Once I run across a team that doesn't, or that does have stone skin or something, I'll come back in and then we'll talk about that. Okay, as I said, Marius is a bad matchup, okay, but if he is not in stone skin, or there's no way to protect him, he would still die, okay? Because this Marius is in stone skin, we definitely die. Okay, and then here's the last one. I assume we're going to come in here and they're going to all die. No, we got some stone skin. Okay, and here's a great example. Okay, wait. We're in the end game here. Okay. We did not have our skills put on cooldown because of that gear that we're in. He is in Perfect Veil. Okay. Perfect. 140k, not great, okay? That's like the best ideal scenario. The whole team is dead, he has the Perfect Veil, and he's still only doing 140k. That may seem like a lot depending on your account, but it's not. That's not a lot, especially on a champion that is likely to not have a lot of defensive stats, okay? Now, he did have a shield on him for some reason, but that doesn't matter. Like 140k, that's just not very much. Okay, so we full cleared this page, except for the one fight where we did not. Otherwise, we cleared everything on here with just Calvalax. So the next thing I need to do is I need to find a fight that is going to showcase what he can do when Stone Skin and things happen. The last fight was kind of close, but I really want to find a better example for you. Okay, so here, actually, let me back out. I'm gonna lose this on purpose, and we're gonna come back in here so you can see this. This is a good example of a fight that is hard that he is good at. Okay, so first things first, okay? Now, last time that didn't happen. Last time that didn't happen, but that's okay. So, we came in there. Our Mons was not in Stone Skin. He dies immediately to the poisons. Okay. The other champion that died was Fabian. Fabian and our Mons together can be very difficult to handle. And then because he died, the Hefrak triggered, which killed our Calvalax. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to place the bombs on the champions, and then he will die. He didn't die. Wowzers. Okay, now here's the other thing, okay? Because Hefrak has that double hitter, it makes him very hard to survive with, against Shredder. Shredder is he's not a good matchup against Hefrak. So that's one that you do want to be careful of. If we attack with our AoE, we will die. So what we're going to do is we're going to A1 and then hope nope, he did not die to the bombs. Okay. So I actually think we were going to win the first one because it was better RNG. I'm going to run it back and see if we win this time. Still no. So, obviously that, Alaz is very, very good. But, that's probably what I was looking for to try to show you some of the complications with this type of team. Let's jump into another team that's very good and see if it does better here. That would be the Ninja Turtles version. This was suggested by a viewer on stream yesterday. I would not have thought to pair these together, but it was much better than I expected it to be. We have one there. We still got sheeped. I don't know how we're gonna survive. I guess we can target the Armands. Not anymore. Leo, once he gets his skills back, or Shredder if he gets a perfect veil. Okay, and then here Shredder was able to survive that hit, so it does happen sometimes. And Leo was able to remove the buffs here, and then Shredder was able to survive and finish him off. So this might be one of the most accessible teams, and it does help you get around those situations where they have a lot of buffs up, like block damage, for example. So I like this version of the team. My Donatello's fast, my Michelangelo is slow, my Leonardo is a little bit fast, and he has some damage on there, but all of that works pretty well. The only problem is then you have Shredder and the Ninja Turtles on the same team, which that seems like the wrong thing. That seems bad. Okay, so we've talked about two different go second strategies with him. I'm sure there are others that you could do, but now let's talk about what happens if you want a normal go first team. If you want a normal go first team, then you're playing off of this ability here to get the perfect veil and do more damage. So you would want someone like Glycade, or you might be able to make Ragash work, Duchess, the normal people. And then whoever your speed champion is, and then someone like Fabian to control them. Theoretically, this team can win in situations with like bad matchups for the other teams, like a Marius, for example. So if we come in here, are we going to be faster than them? Yes. Let's put their skills on cooldown. Perfect. And then we're going to boost. And then we're going to kill them. Maybe, anyway. Shredder is slow, So that lets us still get him in there with the right amount of time to be able to let their stone skin fall off and then kill them. Okay, so he did kill them. I mean, you can't say he didn't because he did. Let's see a difficult situation here with a Siegfried. I'm gonna manual it because I think that we want specific abilities. Okay, Sifi's fine. Fabian's fine. Okay, now Crixia comes in here. Oh, she reset. Okay, that's okay. Boost, boost. Now sleep. Probably Shuzen. I'm not exactly sure. We can, yeah. Let's control people. And Shredder died. Okay. See what I mean? Like, he should be alive there. But Siegfried did enough damage to get around the 30% basically. Okay. Even with deflecting 30% of the damage, he still died. Okay. Let's try and find another fight. Maybe this one. I'm not sure. This could be a good one. Alaz is a very difficult champion to deal with. We do have Stone Skin here, but skills on cooldown doesn't matter to us. All right, now let's see. Okay, now let's see. So, I'm gonna sleep here. If Alaz gets to go, that's fine. Okay. Let's Fabian the Fabian. And now, will we kill them? Okay. Before attacking, steals all the buffs from a single target enemy. Here. All right. We didn't kill them, but basically they're dead. Okay. Basically they're dead. We don't need to worry about it because we're gonna kill them on our next turns with just our support champions. Get the heck out of here. Okay. And then A1, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We'll just like let it go on auto. We froze him. Removed the buff and killed him. Okay, perfect. So Shredder, definitely better than I thought. Okay? If you're skipping ahead to the end of the video for the wrap up, Shredder, definitely better than I thought, but also different. And I don't think that he will get in the rotation on my account. I don't think so. Because the teams that I'm going to have to go against are all very challenging. And I don't think that he brings enough in order to make them manageable. Like if I was going to use someone similar to him, I would just run my Ninja Turtles. You know, let's take him out of here. And then I would put the Sifi back in. And well, I've been running that with Armands, I think, in that spot. Not exactly sure where the Armands is right now, but yeah, that's what I've been running is Armands in that spot. We can run April in that spot also if you want to, but Leo, I think, does what I want Shredder to do a little bit better with removing the buffs. The other thing is, in a go second strategy, he just doesn't really do what I want him to do. You know? He just doesn't really do it. I do love this team, but the win rate is nowhere close to as high as I would need or want it to be. Could I put someone else in this spot here? Yeah, I probably could. And the other thing that I tried was intentionally sacrificing with Valkynin, but that team just didn't really work out very well. It was pretty cool. Let me put it together and I'll show you what it was. So it's really only one swap, which is Valkynin in for Hefrak. Valkynin in for the Calvalax. And then your Valkynin comes in there and then you can sacrifice the Soul Drinker. Or if you don't want the Hefrak in there, you can put your Speed Champion in there. and then you would go first, okay? And you can make your Valkynin as fast as you want. You can also run that with Lammasu in there, because Lammasu can boost him, and then he can sacrifice the Soul Drinker, and then Shredder can try to finish them off. But it just didn't work as well as I would like to, but that is definitely an option. I think Heraclides would be a cool option in there as well. Like, let's say you have your Sifi, your Valkynin, and then Heraclides. You sacrifice the Heraclides with the Valkynin, and then you get that boost to Shredder's damage as well. It's just not a very big boost. Anyway, that is all the information that I have on Shredder. What do you think? Will you be using him? Was this interesting and cool enough that you will be building him? I know a bunch of people told me they will be building him, but you tell me what you're gonna do, because I want to hear from you. What other team ideas do you have? I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching. I tried to do as thorough of a job as I could on Shredder. If you appreciate that, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.